Hey Max Impactors, it's Kiyoshi Tim with another Mindset Monday for you. Don't forget, today we're going to do a drawing. Everybody, wow, this is probably the biggest drawing I've done. It took me a while to write all these names down. Somebody is going to get a free t-shirt today, and we're going to get just started in a moment. As you can see from the comments or the description, I'm going to tell you how my worst job ever, gave me one of the most valuable skills that's really been one of the most valuable things I've ever learned that I probably would have never even learned if I, from school or anything like that. So I'm going to give that to you in a minute here. And let me see. I want to see if I can share this over to our group here. Let's see, share. We're going to share this over to the Max Impact Karate group. Give me 1 second here. Okay. Great. Okay. All right, guys. So, back to it. Today, also, we are going to do another drawing, and I'll tell you at the end what you have to do in order to get into this drawing. And this is going to be for, I don't know if you heard the exciting news, but this year is the first year in a long time we're going to do a week, half-day summer camp. It's going to be the week of July 8th, I believe. And it's going to be a Star Wars themed camp. Kids will be able to come out. It's a great way for them to have fun and also get their classes in. So if you're going to miss any classes during summer and you do this 1 week summer camp, they're going to get a lot of, almost 2 weeks worth of classes. So it's a great way to keep up with your summer. Okay, I'm just mixing this up. We are going to... By the way, applications for summer camp should be coming out shortly. Okay, I'm not going to look. And let me grab the name. This is going to be the name right here. And the free t-shirt goes to Demery. All right, congratulations, Demery. You win the t-shirt. I'll let you know after the video, and you can tell me what size you want, and we will get you one of those t-shirts. All right, so into the topic. My worst job gave me one of the best experiences of my life, or most valuable skills of my life. The worst job, this goes back a long time ago. I was probably about 17 or 18, and I had an opportunity, and they said it was going to be a great job. It was going to make all kinds of money. And it was actually a company called Rainbow Vacuum Cleaners. So I went through the training to sell these vacuum cleaners, and I did it for probably about a month or a month and a half. Now, this is why the job was so bad. A few things. I did a lot of work to get people to let me come to their house to do this vacuum cleaner sales, and I did it for a month and a half, and I made $50 the whole time. And it was a really bad job. First off is I actually had a knife pulled on me by one of the people that I went to their house. It was probably one of the most the scariest experiences of my life. Another thing was that once we went through the training, we'd go to these sales meetings, and the sales manager would come down, and he would just like curse at us and tell us we were idiots. And I remember the $50 I earned was actually a drawing that they did. They did a drawing and picked out $50, and I was the winner. And basically this guy said, "Oh, look, the effing idiot that won the drawing." And he was like, and rolled his eyes at me. He would come in there and just yell and scream at us and tell us how we were worthless and we were terrible, and we didn't know, I don't know, he would just F it up a storm at us. It was like one of the worst experiences of my whole life. But here's where it was, later on I realized it was terrible, but later on I found out it was one of the best experiences, because the thing that I really learned they had a really strict sales process that you go into these houses. You know, it was actually a memorized sales process that you had to know. And I memorized it. I did this probably 30 times to people. And I learned that, you know, when you memorized it, actually your personality starts coming out more and more as you do something that's memorized more and more. It's kind of like when you do a play. You have a part, but the more you do it, the better you get. So now it all of a sudden doesn't become about just remembering the part, but it becomes about acting out the part. When I learned the sales process, I actually realized that's where I really got a process type mindset to my business. So anybody who comes into my business, you might not even realize it, but when I do the intros, like my intros are basically a planned performance that I do for people as they come in. And the main goal is, now the sales process I learned was how to force people to buy these vacuums. I don't do that. I try to bring people in when they do their intros that I've created, and it's really to make them feel comfortable and to let them know the information they need to know to become the best student right off the bat, so that when we throw them into the program, instead of just throwing them into the program, they kind of have an idea how things work. I've put this almost everything I do at the dojo here is part of a process, and this is a lot of work behind the scenes. And some things are so subtle you probably don't even realize it. Even the way we do our lessons. You know, a lot of the lessons I've done, I've developed over the years, and then I just keep tweaking them, keep tweaking them until the lesson really flows, gives the kids lots of information and things like that. You might not realize that, because you might think it's just a great you know, lesson from the top, but it actually was developed over multiple years and then is represented to people with little tweaks each time depending on what I think people need in the school. And when you do a lesson like that, over the years, it becomes not about doing the lesson, it becomes about doing the performance of the lesson. So I even said this to the class, that being a sensei is a lot like being an actor in a play, because we are kind of playing a part. And the better we get at doing the performance, the better the class is going to be. So it's not just a list of things that we're doing, it's actually a list of things that we're doing, and it's a huge performance to make that lesson come alive for the students. And that's the way you get people to really enjoy the program and come back for more. And so most of the things you see here at the dojo are really really structured, and that's the way I've planned it right from the beginning. So that's kind of my story about how my worst experience became my best lesson, or most valuable lesson that I've ever had, you know, and this is in regards to school and things like that. I mean, school teaches a lot of great stuff, but this was like a lesson that I learned in life just by living life and taking the lesson. And the other thing I think you should really think about is, yeah, this was a real bad experience, but a lot of times bad experiences are what you get out of them. In other words, you can have a bad experience, and I could have left that place and been like, that guy's a jerk, that's a bad company, things like that. But then I took what I thought was the most important, valuable gem out of there, and I really used it to my advantage, which is something that you know, I think is a great lesson for anybody. So that's my story. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, so here's the contest for this week. The contest is going to be for our summer camp on July 8th. So if you can't make that week of July 8th, do not sign up for the contest, because you'll win and you won't be able to use it. It's going to be a half-day camp from 8 to 12, Monday through Friday. It's going to be a Star Wars theme. You're going to get your, the kids are going to get 2 weeks worth of attendance in that 1 week. Actually 2.5 weeks worth of attendance in that 1 week. So if you want to join, you just have to do in the comments below a GIF, okay? Just hit the GIF and give me a GIF of some Star Wars scene. Okay, a GIF of a Star Wars scene. Put it in the comments. I always feel like I'm going like this. Put it in the comments with the fingers. Put it in the comments, and then you'll be entered into the contest. Next week, I am going to draw out a winner for that free summer camp. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like it up, and we'll see you in the next video next week.